You're gonna see her on a little green speck, on a little blue ball, in a big black sky, all alone.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm on a one-woman crusade to save the dandelion. Look at this little beauty. She is so full of medicinal and nutritional aspects. Why would we spend billions of dollars to try to eradicate her? The entire plant of the dandelion can be used. The blossom, the stem, the leaf, and the root. We harvest the blossom and the stem and the leaves in the spring and summer. And in the winter, we harvest the root because after the first frost, all of these wonderful constituents hang out down in the root so we can get all of the good medicinal qualities. Today, we're going to talk just about the blossom and things you can do with it. The dandelion blossom is anodyne and vulnerary, and what that means to you is the dandelion blossom can relieve pain and heal a wound. So today, we're going to make dandelion salve. Now, making salve might sound hard, but it is so easy. You'll be able to do this at home. You just need a few simple things. You need an oil. I like organic olive oil. You need beeswax, and you can buy it any place at craft stores or herbal places. This is the processed beeswax. This is a natural comb, actually, from our beehive, and that looks wonderful. That's really all you need to make the salve, but I like to add a couple of more ingredients. I put on just a touch of lavender because lavender itself has a lot of medicinal qualities. And I also use some grapefruit seed extract. That kills any kind of bacteria that's going on. So let's get started. What I have already going in my double boiler, and I love this double boiler. You can see it's missing a hand, but here at Rocky Creek, we remake, reuse, and restore. So I got this at a garage sale and just love it. In the double boiler, I have most of my oil. You want to add a cup of oil. So I'm just going to put the rest of it in there. And for every cup of oil that you have, you need an ounce of beeswax. So you need a fluid cup, 8 ounces of oil, but beeswax you need an ounce by weight. And so I have this wonderful little kitchen scales here to make sure I get the right amount of beeswax. And you just put that in there together and they will melt under the heat of the double boiler. To begin with your oil, this wasn't just olive oil, this was infused olive oil. And you need a jar, and you would just fill your jar with dandelion blossoms, and then you would add your organic olive oil. And you need to let that sit about 6 weeks. Now, some folks like to do it in a crock pot and heat it for several hours or overnight, a couple of days. I like to let mine do the slow, natural process. I think you get more of the constituents out of it like that. Now, the beeswax, when you buy it, it can come in a bar, and those are murder to try to grate. I have a grater here, and I have used that. But my secret to a good manageable beeswax is I take that bar and put it in a jelly roll pan and melt it in the oven, not at high temperature, just low enough, just barely enough to melt it. And once it's melted, it comes out in little sheets like this. And then I just break it apart. I put it in the, after it's melted, I put it in the freezer and let it freeze, and then once it's nice and cold, it just breaks apart like this, and it is so manageable, and it's really easy to weigh in those little pieces. So I think our beeswax here is melted. That's excellent. I just have one little tiny piece in there to go. So you see the long process is waiting for the oil to infuse. And once that's done, actually making the salve is just too easy. All right, this is grapefruit seed extract that I have in here. And I'm just going to add a few drops in there like that. I've turned off my burner because you want to put your essential oil in the very last thing. And for 8 ounces or 1 cup of oil, I use 1 teaspoon of essential oil, in this case, lavender. Another thing that I put in is vitamin E, and I have just a little capsule here. I'm going to snip it with my scissors and add that in there. That's 1,000 units, and that's plenty for 8 ounces of olive oil, and that will just keep it from getting rancid. Just kind of add a little more antioxidants to it, and it's great for your skin. Okay, we're just going to take our oil now and pour them into these little tins. Like I say, you don't have to have tins. You can have a little jar or whatever. Isn't that beautiful? And you should smell it. It just smells like heaven. Okay, we have our salve poured into the tins, and I have the lids here, but we don't want to put these lids on yet. If we put them on too soon, condensation will form on the inside of the lid and you will have mold. So we wait until they're completely cool, and you'll know when that is because it'll be a hard salve. Now, if your salve is too hard for your taste, because people like it different consistencies. If it's too hard, you just need to remelt it, add a little more oil. If it's too soft, remelt it and add a little more wax. So it just depends on how you like it. This is my finished salve. I make it in the 1 ounce and the 1/2 ounce tins. I sell all of these little tins at the farmers markets that I go to, and I also have customers that come here to Rocky Creek to get it. It's perfectly, wonderfully safe for children to carry in their pockets for all their little bee stings and the cuts and scratches and scrapes that kids get. They love it. My grandchildren carry it in their pocket. It's just, I call it first aid in your pocket. It's easy to use.
And we gotta take good care of our little blue ball, 'cause it's the only home we'll ever know.